Hello there, lovely people. Good morning from Dhaka, Bangladesh. I'm welcoming you back to the channel. And this odd angle, I'm really sorry about that. I'm still unwell, and I picked up a little bit of fever. I think it's a seasonal fever and a sore throat, as you can hear from my voice. I'm trying to rest enough, but it's not really happening. I'm a bit restless, lack of sleep. But I still would love to do reviews for you. And as you can tell right in front of me, there's a vintage fragrance called Estée Lauder's Intuition for Men. I think that's how you say it. And this perfume, it's long gone. I don't remember exactly which year it was released, but let me check. I have Fragrantica open here. Let me check the year. I think it's about 2003. Okay, and this perfume was released for men. There's also a women's version. This fragrance has a lot of notes and it's a bit complex. At the same time, it's very comforting perfume. There's a lot of notes. Okay, let me read out the notes, then I'll show you the presentation as well as what I get from it. Longevity, who's it for, if it's worth hunting down. I think one of the brothers in comment section, when I reviewed this other gem here, Beyond Paradise for Men, this is also discontinued. When I reviewed that, I showed, I think, the Intuition. Then he said this was something I wore a long time back. So people have sentiments towards this perfume. Okay, so I would like to review this. This is the reason why, people's emotion. So 2003's release, and the notes from these are amber, cucumber, marigold, sage, aldehydes, nutmeg, cardamom. Middle notes are amber once again, apple, cedar, patchouli. Okay, interesting thing here, even the base, the amber continues. So opening, heart, and base, you all get amber, raisin, kind of like a grapes. Okay, then it has incense, labdanum, and myrrh. Okay, so when you hear the nose breakdown, it sounds like a very dark fragrance. I'll come to that, but it's not as dark. It's kind of like a fresh, spicy perfume. This is a luckily 100 ml bottle. I believe they had multiple bottle sizes, but look at that bottle. It reminds me of opium, for women, that box. Definitely not from this era. It has a retro vibe. This nice little two-tone color, golden and kind of like a brown suede color, but it's a paper cardboard box, nothing special. It's just a typical box, but it's a bit different kind of shape. It's not a tall box. It's like this way, sideways. And the bottle is something I really, really like. I have a fragrance sprayed here. Dry down is there about half an hour, about 20 minutes, not half an hour. This is how the bottle looks. Let me just show you the beautiful little bottle here. It has the base, it has a sticker or a paint, okay, which gives the whole bottle sort of this look. It goes up, the coloration goes up, but the juice color, I think, is kind of like Chanel Allure, okay, and it has kind of like a deep dent in there, okay, and there's a line, it says Intuition for Men, Lauder. Okay, side looks like that. Reminds me a little bit of a bottle of Lacoste Purom also. And the cap here, it's a side mounted, that atomizer. Okay, the cap is a bit plasticky, but looks nice. It looks like an ice cube, and it's like a little bit at the side atomizer. Sprayer works good. I like the sprayer, but it's not as beastly as some other sprayers would be, but it's good. It sprays well. It sprays a little bit, but shoots the target. Okay, hits the target. So let that settle down, and let me show you one other bottle, which I find this similar to in some way, but it's not exactly the same. If you see Mandarina Duck for Men, which I reviewed, I'll tell you the story why I picked these. These are very hard to find nowadays, and this one also has that, like this, like a sinkhole at the back. Okay, this has orange. You put them side by side, they look like brothers, isn't it? But this is a bit more orangey, but that's about it. It's just for fun. Okay, so when I smell this perfume had me confused. Okay, the reason being, when I smell them, these are all from some vintage shops. You cannot find these readily available at Lauder counter, Estée Lauder, because back in the days, I think a couple of the fragrances are available nowadays, which is called Lauder for Men and Lauder Pleasures. Okay, Estée Lauder. So those two, this one and the Beyond Paradise, are the four big men's fragrance. Nowadays, you don't see that many people talking about Estée Lauder gents fragrance, at least not in the fragrance community. But back in the time, I have heard people who use these fragrances, they have fond memories of it. Okay, it's more like a tribute to those sentiments. Also my also my review. Okay, I can definitely see why people have so much memories of it. This fragrance has multiple stories. First story is this: when I smell it, it smells very fresh up top. It does not really smell like a warm spicy fragrance. It starts warming up at the heart. at the base a little bit, but it classified, I would classify this as a fresh, spicy, amber perfume. Okay, so what do I mean by fresh? The opening of this I find very nice, sweet. Okay, to my nose, at least on my skin, it pops more sweet and fresh. I get a hint of citrus. Okay, and there's a mention of marigold, which is a very interesting note. These kind of smell you do not find in modern fragrances at all. This is very different from what we have today in the market. Let's say the background, many other fragrances there, right? I cannot show you that many fragrances which are similar to that. I have a couple of fragrances which Fragrantica showed. I luckily own, I'll show you. But apart from that, those fragrances also are not from this era. So definitely the era of this fragrance, this fragrance represents that era, 2000s, okay? So people who use this in a school, let's say one guy said, my mother bought me a bottle and then I finished it, then I got a backup, and then after that, I never really found another bottle. One guy said I had one bottle. By the time I finished this was discontinued, and then very later it was hard to find. And then people started missing it. Then some people actually moved on from it. Let's say some more modern perfume like Chanel Allure Sport line or something. But people say the memories they have with this, it's just something else. That's like reminds them of whole school life, you know, their dating days, you know, meeting their first girlfriend, or I don't know, Valentine's Day or something like it. And it wears very mild, but longevity is very good. I got 7 to 8 hours from this on the shirt and skin combined, but more on a colder setup. In the warmer months, like high heat, this fragrance goes about 4 hours to 5 max. Okay, so I would think this is a spring and fall perfume. Okay, so as you see the citruses and marigold, very unique note. It gives you that cucumberish, but perhaps it's that cooling vibe, but not much of cucumber as in like Nautica Voyage or some other, you know, metallic fragrances. Now this one doesn't have that. It goes sweet, okay, citrusy sweet, and then the second stage, a little bit citruses disappear, and then you start getting that cinnamon and nutmeg and a cardamom party. At that point, some of you will be like, La Nuit de l'Homme, is that you? No, I mean, it doesn't really smell like La Nuit de l'Homme, but definitely you can relate, you know, like some elements of these. But it stays more fresh, more transparent, less spicy. I mean, if you talk about La Nuit de l'Homme, I cannot stop loving this perfume. I mean, like I have so many bottles of it. I keep buying it. I don't know why. If you know La Nuit de l'Homme, I got like 2019 here. I'll talk about this particular batch soon. This one got darker over the years. So basically, if you let it sit, La Nuit de l'Homme, nowadays it's all more white or transparent juice, but in a couple of years, they become dark. So I love La Nuit de l'Homme, but this one I don't think it could be replacing La Nuit de l'Homme, but you can say they are same family, but less spicy. This one, then it shows that amber, and throughout the life, that's amber, you know, it is just so beautiful. It's playful, it's fresh and mild spicy, and doesn't really get that dark. There's like a smoky note, myrrh. I don't get that from this one particularly. It's warm, but it's fresh, spicy, more like a fresh. It doesn't want to go to the darker side, okay? So I would feel mild cold weathers, when the weather is changing from warmer to cooler months or cooler to warmer months, but in the transition period, this is an excellent perfume. It's a signature scent worthy for sure. It's a very interesting fragrance. It's very lovey-dovey. Projection, it's not so much from this, okay? This is what I also experienced from just like other people. This fragrance doesn't really project out of your skin that much, but whenever you bring your arm near you, this fragrance, you can smell it. On the shirt, if you have it side of your neck, let's say this is your body, right? You put it here and here, side of your shoulders. When you move, the fragrance will move with you. Back of your neck once, on the chest, and both arms. So 6 to 7 sprays, it will have definite 6 to 7 hours longevity. But again, cooler setup would be better. Then what I really like from this is this fragrance always is so charming, you know, it's so lovely. It never really bores me. It never really feels like, oh, when the dry down it falls flat. Such a beautiful fragrance from this era. I would say if you used to watch Smallville, I like to relate stories. I used to love Smallville more than Superman movie. And Smallville was my favorite because of Lana. You know, I used to love her. She was so cute. And I used to watch, obviously, Smallville for also the series itself. I feel like, you know, those kind of films, Euro Trip, okay, or if you're watching Smallville, this is kind of like a fragrance. It reminds me of those times, you know. It definitely feels like 20 years back, 15 years back, not from this era. And there's nothing in this modern game. It has this kind of a feel. I've seen Maximilian Must Know, amazing channel, my favorite reviewer reviewing this, and a couple of other reviewers, I guess. But that's about it. Not many people talk about this. So let's show you some comparison, then we'll end the review. First comparison, some people compared this with Chanel Allure. This perfume, my bottle is running low, I have to get a backup. This is discontinued, I heard. This is my very old bottle, okay. This one has a lot more depth. This has like crystal like notes breakdown, like Robes 08 would say. It's got peach, got some spices, some sweetness, some freshness, but this is a lot more complex compared to Intuition. If you want more beast mode of that, go with Chanel, and it's going to be more pricey. Other fragrance, luckily I have, this is not my discovery, this is from Fragcomm. Some people compare this with the dry down of Hypnose Homme by Lancome. Take a look at that bottle. It's a twisty bottle. It's gone actually now. It's very hard to find. I'll keep this side by side with this. So these all belong in the same family, okay? But this is the most, I would say, versatile compared to the other two, and easy to wear. It's good for snuggly time, cozy time. This one, it's a lot more out there. It got the violet leaves. This one doesn't have violets, but this is a lot more sweet. This definitely is signature scent worthy. I would say formal setup, okay? You can wear this for formal as well as casual, but this one lies like, you know, stands in between the two. So they have their own character. You can absolutely own three, no problem. But these are the era that you cannot find in this modern days. Like let's say Eros 1 million. These even got now a bit dated, right? So yeah, I mean, that's the great thing about this fragrance, okay? So Estée Lauder, very hard to find perfume. Is it worthy of hunting down for the memories? Yes, 100%, 200% I would say. It's cozy, it's sweet, it's fresh, it's ambery. The spices just at the right amount, okay? But if you have a huge collection, let's say, where you don't need this, if you're just a new collector and you're thinking like, what's the most unique fragrance out there? This perhaps will not be the most unique, but definitely has its own character. It has a persona. It's not a clone of anything. Nowadays, everything is a clone of everything else. So in that way, this Intuition for men, it's really interesting. Age range, I would say anywhere between teenage all the way to 40, 50, whatever your age, very versatile. You can put this in your shelf. Let's say you will not finish it in a hurry, okay, unless you're really liking the scent profile. So in the end, this fragrance is beautiful, okay. Longevity and projection, I would say somewhere stays between 7 and 8, 7.5. The smell, I will give it 9 out of 10. Very nice smell, beautiful smell. I just love the way it smells, okay. The overall ranking of this perfume, it's gonna be, I would say it's a solid 8 out of 10, okay. If it had a little bit more projection, I mean, I told you it's 9 for the smell, but if you had a little bit more projection, I would say something like 9 out of 10, okay. But that's about it. So try it. If you see it somewhere, if you have a tester, try it. You may like it. I like it a lot. It's a collectible item. Have a nice day. Thanks for watching. One more video, then we'll upload this. Have a nice day. Bye bye.